After the surprising Formula One series, we're back with complete minifigures in the LEGO Collectible Minifigure series, returning to licensed themes, namely Marvel. This franchise already had two series, and now it returns under the Spider-Verse banner, specifically to the second film of the Miles Morales saga, Across the Spider-Verse. For those unfamiliar with this theme, I'll talk about each character and relate them to their own minifigure. And don't rely on the LEGO Marvel Spider-Man Explore the Spider-Verse book, as most of the figures aren't mentioned in it. You really need to see the movie. Starting by the release order in these boxes of 12, the first is Sun Spider, also known as Charlotte Weber, the Spider version in Earth 20,023. Yes, there are that many. She has a physical disability, often depicted in a wheelchair or, as in this minifigure, with crutches. An orange suit, black vest, prints on the legs and arms, and a backwards cap with a spider on it complete this character. Next, cyborg Spider-Woman, named Petra, comes from the year 2087, where everyone is a cyborg and is engaged in a robotic war. She has a belt, highly detailed prints in all her limbs, including the sides of her legs, a shoulder protector, face mask, and a prosthetic right arm. Due to the limitations of minifigures, she is much smaller than she should be, in my opinion. Spider-Man India, who, as the name suggests, originates from that country, is actually Pravitra Prabhakar from Earth 50,101. Of course, you will have to have a cup of tea. Comes with an extra head with a mask, while the other is a double-sided one with a ribbon printed on both foreheads, printed arms and legs, and even a cat with a printed Spider-Man mask, or rather, Spider-Man cat, from Earth 1048. Spider-Bite, actually Margot Cass, from Earth 22,191 and one of the most important members of the Spider Society created by Miguel O'Hara. The figure features a very interesting coloring on both the legs and arms, a sort of trans-purple satin, with prints in all the limbs, including the sides of the legs. As an accessory, she has a notepad. She has a double-sided head and two headgear elements, one being a helmet with the same hair. Then there's Web Slingler, named Patrick O'Hara, originally from Earth 41,913, is one of the most curious figures. Also a member of the Spider Society, it looks like she's been plucked from a spaghetti western. The figure wears a cape and scarf, Ninjago style, printed legs, a torso with a vest and a cowboy hat, with a rope as an accessory. The best part is horse, Widow, although in a full form. Spider-Gwen, one of the most simplest figures of the series, despite having prints on her arms and legs, including the sides. She features two heads, one with a mask and the other one with two faces, as well as two headgears, the iconic white hood, and what appears to be a new hair element in tan with lavender tips. As an accessory, she has a tile with a photo of her and Miles. Spider-Man 2099, the leader of the Spider Society named Miguel O'Hara. Coming from Earth 928, this character has some very peculiar powers, which even resemble like a vampire. But these are not shown in the minifigure. This figure features prints on its legs and arms and a plastic cape. It also has an extra head with two faces and a hair parted in the middle, and as an accessory there is a microfigure of Lila, a very important artificial intelligence for a Spider Society group. Prowler, the next character, is also known as Aaron Davis and is the uncle of Miles Morales, the villain of the first film. However, this version isn't Aaron's, and to know who he is, you have to see the movie. He comes with an extra helmet mask with a beautiful detail of the hair clip, a record, a purple cape, and two giant hands for kneading bread and any rivals that appear. Prints on the arms and legs, including the sides. There's Spider-Punk, Hobie Brown by name, from Earth 148, and one of the most detailed figures. Prints on the arms and legs, including the sides, a very rock and roll torso on both the back and front, a custom guitar, two-faced head with plenty of piercings, hair, and an extra head with a mask and spiked hair. Spider-Man, also known as Miles Morales, is a protagonist. Like Spider-Gwen, he's possibly the simplest minifigure. Even so, he has prints on the legs and arms, and I love the lightning bolts on these, an extra double-faced head, and a spider as an accessory. Spider-Man and May Mayday Parker, the cutest duo in the series. We have Peter Benjamin Parker, one of the heroes from the first movie, and his daughter May Mayday Parker. While the first one is quite simple with its double-sided head and the accessory for holding the baby, this one is a highlight with the head with the Spider-Man mask. Werewolf Spider-Man, another version of Peter Parker who besides being bitten by a spider, must also have been bitten by the werewolf. And that's what you call having no luck at all. The prints are very good, or rather bad, since the figure desperately needs a new wardrobe. It's just a shame that there aren't any accessories on this minifigure. And here's the complete collection, highlighting the bases and their new coloring in turns orange. In conclusion, it's a very interesting series, especially for those who like Marvel and more specifically, Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse universe. The collectible minifigures theme always generates a lot of anticipation for the release of new elements. In this case, there aren't that many, only two or three if I'm not mistaken, and they're very specific. But when it comes to prints, the situation changes radically. In addition to the usual legs, torso, and arms with a lot of new prints, I highlight the guitar, the cat, the fool, and of course, Mayday Parker. So, any fans of Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse universe? What do you think of these figures? Will you buy them all or just a few? Which one is your favorite? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed it and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss more reviews and speed builds in the coming days with new releases from 2025 or even retired sets. Thank you Lego and Land for sending sets for review. All opinions are my own. See you soon and play well.